This week on Fan Sharp Focused, we are focused on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish as Zach Zook joins us here on Fan Sharp. Zach, let's talk about these Notre Dame Fighting Irish as they had a huge win, 45-3 over Pittsburgh last week. The Irish are dominating so far, 5-0 in the season. What did you see from that game last week?
Yeah, I highlighted this as a potential trouble spot for the Irish, and they had no difficulties with the Pitt Panthers this past weekend. They absolutely rolled, and I think one of the biggest things was Notre Dame was able to get going through the air. Ian Book over 300 yards passing, and it was a day in which he had to be a little better because their rushing attack, which has been so strong so far this season, held to just 115 total yards. So it's good to know that when their rushing attack slows down a little bit or falters, when they run up against some better opponents, some better front sevens, T's, Clemson, they can lean on the passing game a little bit better. And that has to make Notre Dame fans feel pretty good. But, I mean, they outgained Pitt 400 to, I think, about 160. So they absolutely dominated Pitt without their starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett. It felt like the moment they ruled him out, they didn't really have a shot in this one, and you saw they only put up 3 points on offense. And with college football, that's as good as a shutout.
Notre Dame, of course, it's hard not to look forward to a game like Clemson in 2 weeks against number one Clemson. But, they take on Georgia Tech this week, just trying to continue their undefeated season. How do they not overlook Georgia Tech and still come out and play football?
Well, I think the meetings are still the same. You're still preparing for an opponent. If anything, I think the week before you play a big opponent, you are even more sharp because you realize the test that's upcoming next week. So you realize if there's any kinks, if you're doing anything wrong, you need to get that worked out right now. And I think this Georgia Tech game is a very good tune-up for them. Like I said, they can get right, work out some things that need to be worked on, get some on-field experience because this Georgia Tech team just 2-4 now. It'll be their second road game in a row, and you always have to respect Power 5 opponents. So they certainly have to still play the football game. But I think this is more of a tune-up for Clemson than it is anything else. I'm not too worried about them faltering, given what they've done against, better opponents like Pitt and like South Florida, Louisville. They've taken care of their opponents to this point. So there's nothing right now that would lead me to believe that they'll have any trouble against Georgia Tech.
Notre Dame and Georgia Tech coming up at 2:30 on Saturday. Should be a fun one. Zach, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate it, TJ.
And don't forget, if you'd like to bet legally in Indiana, Illinois, or Iowa, be sure to check out fansharp.com and look for your deposit bonus with promo code FORT. Fansharp. Root like a fan. Bet like a sharp.